So a lot of Democrats in Congress have repeated the line that the universal background checks, which is really just the criminalization of private transfers, that it's just the first step. Now, the entire time they've discussed this legislation, they've known full well that background checks, universal or not, wouldn't actually do anything to curb so-called gun violence. But now they've revealed the second step, and it's unequivocally a step closer to a gun registry and then the absolute prohibition of privately owned firearms. Florida Congressman Ted Deutsch introduced House Bill 1263 back in February, but it's just now starting to get a little bit of publicity. Now, this bill would add all semi-automatic firearms and shotguns to a blacklist that was created during the Great Depression and added upon in 1986. It would make them NFA items. In 1934, Congress passed and FDR signed the National Firearms Act. That's where you get NFA from, which banned a number of firearms like so-called machine guns, short-barreled rifles, certain shotguns, suppressors. And Congressman Deutsch is looking to add literally the most commonly owned firearms in the country to that list, putting them completely out of reach, unless, of course, you register them with the government. You hand over your privacy to the government and you pay them money for a permission slip to treat commonly owned firearms and list them under the NFA. It's a registry, and it's confiscation or registry. Things that they said they would never do. They said they would never come for firearms, and yet look at what is being proposed just in the House in this past month.